What have I learned in the last 10 months? Maybe it's that I'm a pro at Google Suite. Maybe it's that I know what an MOU is and how those work. Actually, it's I know how to sit in a 5-hour meeting without having to use the restroom or check my phone. No. This question really stumped me, and I didn't know why. I didn't understand why I couldn't say what I learned in the last 10 months until I was having a conversation with my placement supervisor, who many of you know is one of my mentors and a personal friend. And he mentioned, well, maybe we should just do some self-reflection. And I got super angry, and I was like, I am sick of self-reflection. I'm tired of it. I have done so much self-reflection for the last 10 months, I don't need to do it for the rest of my life. And that made me start thinking, why that reaction? What did that mean? Why was I so upset that I had to reflect on myself once again? So I started thinking about what is it? What is this idea of self-reflection? And everybody knows, right? It's reflecting on yourself. But it's not that. It is not simply just recognizing who you are. It's acknowledging who you are, accepting those things that you do not like, and working on them to become better. And that is what I did not know about myself. Because, I'm a very strong woman. I'm independent, and I'm who I am for a reason. And if life didn't give me these circumstances and make me be this way, well, then I wouldn't be. But it's gotten me this far. And that wasn't acceptable anymore. So first I recognized that I didn't actually know how to do this. And the interesting thing is it came from a really unusual place, the team service project. I am a sports player. I have played team sports my entire life, since I was 4 years old. I've played basketball, volleyball, softball, which softball's kind of like not really a team sport, but it is a team sport. Anyways, this idea of being on a team is something that I've always flourished under. But on the team service project, through self-reflection, I recognized my idea of team was winning no matter what, and getting to the goal no matter what. And that's not being on a team, because what I was doing was completely stomping on any team member that I thought was not getting us to where we needed to be, or to win how I wanted to win. So I started thinking about this idea of facts versus feelings. Through one of these self-reflection exercises I was doing with my placement supervisor, he said, your problem is you're honest. I was floored. What do you mean my problem is that I'm honest? Most people's problem is they're not honest. But he started talking to me, and he said, the things you say aren't wrong, but that doesn't mean it's right that you're saying it, or how you're saying it. If you're really a team member, you're not going to just throw out, hey, I really don't like the fact that you can't meet a deadline. That's not what you're going to say. And you're definitely not just going to pick up the work and do it for them just because you think it needs to be done. That's not being on a team. And he asked me why I had to do that. Why did I feel that way? And I sat and I thought about it for a little bit, and get back to the previous statement that it was because I needed to win, and I always won. That's what I've done. Many things I am. A loser is not one of those things. And what came from this conversation is I decided that instead of just accepting being this bully that I was going to shut up, and I was going to listen. And I was going to stop projecting my expectations of what it meant to be a team, or my expectations for what it meant to win, on everyone else. Because what that was doing is twofold. It was stressing them out because I was being a jerk, and it was stressing me out because they were being a jerk because I was being a jerk. And it it really made me stop, especially since I'm a Christian. And this idea of like, well, I'm just a bully, and that's how it's going to be, because that's how God made me, was no longer reasonable. So I've really been working, especially in the last maybe 2 or 3 months, on getting over that and feeling what it means to be Lisa Marie, aside from, the strongest or the most opinionated or the one who's right, because that's not who I want to be. That's not who I ever wanted to be. And I wanted to be the team player. I want to continue to grow in that area. So when I first realized this, I was pissed. I was super mad that I wasn't who I thought I was or who I was saying I was. I'm sure I had a conversation with multiple people in this room where I was like, I am all about the team, and then 6 months into it, it's like, actually, you're all about yourself. And I was mad that I had gotten comfortable in this idea of being this bully. But now I recognize the beauty of it. The beauty of acknowledging, like, you can't turn it off. Once you are self-aware, and once you know, like, you're not acceptable, it's not acceptable to be that person, and you don't like that you're that person, and you have this little voice in your head that's like, you're not doing right, you're talking too much, or you're shutting down people's ideas, and not because they're bad ideas, because they're not your ideas. And even if I ignore that sometimes, which I still do, I recognize that, and I'm working on it, it's there. And that's the biggest gift Public Allies has ever given me. I hated this process. 2 months ago, if you asked me would I do it again, my answer would have been hell no. But now it's yes, because I'm becoming a better person. And who I was when I walked in the doors is nowhere close to who I am now. And who I'm going to be this time next year is extraordinary. I have full faith that I'm going to be a ridiculously better person than I was 10 months ago in 1 year's time because of the gifts of self-reflection, because I am no longer comfortable with who I was. And I'm no longer comfortable with this idea that I have to be the best, right? And I'm questioning everything. I'm questioning it all. And that came from Public Allies. And it's the greatest gift. So I'll just leave you with this, because I completely went off script and I don't know where I'm at. But if I had to summarize in one sentence the lesson that I learned, it's to be okay that you don't know. Because if you never know that you don't know, how will you ever grow? Thank you.